Well, all right, all right, all right. Welcome to another Rip Ride Rockit Demolition update video. As you can see behind me, progress is moving a little slower now since it's starting to get into that building phase. But let's see what's going on. Well, as you can see here, they've not made much progress other than what they were at 2 weeks ago. They've got the rebar and they're encapsulating the rebar in that metal frame there, and they'll be pouring concrete into that metal frame. You can see here that pipe right here is the elevation. We might get a better look down low, but that will be the elevation. That's your drainage. You see 1, 2 right here. You got 2 here, but they're going to use these to encapsulate that rebar for your foundation of your pillars. They've reframed this here. It looks like that's about 2 feet deeper. So that's going to be really about 2 more feet of concrete on top of that pad there. And they might come back and put more concrete on these pads here, but if not, they're going to have to fill those up with dirt and cover those up with dirt. But they'll have hard pack all that down. But you can see kind of the outline here. The track will come down here, go across those 2 pillars. Looks like it's going to come down here, do something down here, and then make a turn and go back out. That's what it kind of looks like. It's kind of hard to tell, but we'll see. We'll see as they get closer and closer to building this. We'll see. Now, you can go over and look. There was your ride vehicle staging area. That building is completely down now. That building is essentially down. I mean, all they're doing now is cleaning up the concrete rubble, it looks like. They've got a little piece of the track there on the side of it there, but that is it. And then the tower is here. I cannot tell. I think there might have been, okay, there was pieces. They have taken down at least one section of the tower there. I can see the cuts that they have made there in it. But Intimate is, I think, in the process of shipping. I think they're in the process of shipping the track over or shipping a track over to Universal. Now, I don't know if it will be back at the back sound stage by the New York Library, kind of back there where the Hogwarts Express train goes by. You won't be able to see it back there because that area is completely covered up. Unless Bio Reconstruct gets a video of it, we'll not see that. But not really much has changed here. They still got that well digger over there, drill sitting here. It's not moved at all. They got a little bit of water in this little pond here. I don't know why they're keeping that set up. Maybe might be letting it drain out slowly, might be pumping it over from that well drill. But this is about the elevation that you can see here all the way around. Now, is this going to be the East Coast version of the Hollywood Fast and Furious drift coaster, or will this be something completely different? I think it's going to be the same coaster, but I think they're going to retheme it to something else. But I think they're starting to let people into Hollywood, Halloween Horror Nights, and I'm going to go on in and we'll see what we can see from over here. So a little bit closer look here at the ground elevations here. A little bit closer look. There's that other footer there. They're going to pour that with concrete, hold that in. But you can see the rebar pillars here. You can see the encapsulation device that they're using to encapsulate that, to pour the concrete in around those pillars. And you get a little bit better look over towards the old ride vehicle building there. But let's go on in and see what we can see from the inside. So it was brought to my attention on the last update video that they are using the same design for the ride building as the West Coast for Fast and Furious. But does that actually mean that they will be the same coasters, or could they change this up a little bit on the East Coast and have a completely different theming than what they're doing out there. Now they don't have the elevation changes or none of that to work with here, so that's going to be a little different. But I'll be very surprised if it's not the same coaster, but just different theming. So they've changed things up here a little bit. They were using this area here. They had this all partitioned off because this is where, if you're staying in the resorts, this is where you can enter over here. But there doesn't seem to be as many people here tonight as there have been. That's a little surprising, closer to Halloween. But let's go on in. All right, so yeah, they've taken, oh wow, the bottom of Rip Ride, the bottom of the lift tower is missing a lot of the track and everything. They've cut a lot of that off there. And there's a lot of pictures of it being caught on fire. I don't know. Fire! I don't know exactly what caught on fire, but I know they're using plasma torches to cut a lot of the track up. You can see the black on the very end of that track there where they've used plasma cutters. But yeah, the building is completely gone. They're just cleaning up the rubble now, cleaning up some pieces here. So this is the function of the track here. Be making this turn back all the way back down. See what's going on here. So yeah, it's very interesting. We're going to walk over and see what we can see from the other side. But yeah, they've another week, maybe 2 weeks. It's taken longer to get this section of it down, it seems like. Got to be more careful with this because of the buildings and everything, I would think. A little bit higher fall for everything. So here is a lot better view of exactly what's going on here at the tower, the lift tower. You can see they've cut the bottom of the track off. There's the track, but they've cut that section out. Don't see anything else really cut out. They've probably removed a lot of the secondary or third, like the fire escape stuff like that. But yeah, it's coming down slower now. I can see the cut marks on the very top up there. Coming down a lot slower now. So what all Easter eggs have they got back here? Gun Dagger Construction 213-544-8182. I don't know if that means anything, but your dog walk area is back here. I think this is probably a good indication right here. Building better roads for a better future. Okay, so I think that is a nod to Back to the Future, where we're going. We don't need roads. Road construction in progress. And then the biggest Easter egg is this one here, where it says restoration of the historic Engine 89 firehouse. So I do think they're going to do something here. They're going to do something. They're going to do something here with the Ghostbusters. I just don't know if it will be the ride or not. I'm still hoping for a Back to the Future. I'm still hoping for a let's look on the other side here. So we're back here by the New York Public Library, and you can see nothing back here in the very back here. But this section here, I think that's Soundstage 33 over to 24. That's where Terrifier Q is right here. So I think they'll use this area for staging, because I think the coaster will be back in here, all the way back in here. I do think that's where they will use it for staging the coaster, the ride tracks and all that. But we'll see. So let me know, drop a comment for me what you think might be here, what's going to be here, when do you think it might be opening up. I think it's probably going to be early 2027 before they finally get this up and going. I'd be very surprised if it's open in 2026. They still got to build buildings. That's going to take a while. But make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. We'll see you on the flip side. Stay frosty, and remember, Universal Studios is calling your name.